it's Zadie, welcome to Flytte Kartina, and here we have the spoiler rant thing, yeah. So let's start with Pacific Rim Uprising, a synopsis given to you by the amazing IMDb website. Jake Pentecost, son of Stacker Pentecost, returns with Mako Mori to lead a new generation of Jaeger pilots, including rival Lambert and 15-year-old hacker Amara, against a new kaiju threat. Giant robots, kaiju, it's a sequel, hooray, Jaeger! Okay, first things first, I'm gonna talk about the director, which is Steve DeKnight. Okay, he directed Marvel's Daredevil and a couple of other things that I don't actually recognize, but, you know, it's the Netflix show, Daredevil. That is beautifully done. I love the character development in that, and he's a really good director, in my opinion. I mean, I think he gets, like, the broad picture really, really well. He did a beautiful job directing this film. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is the cast, and, you know, not individually, but I'm just gonna talk about them generally, sort of. Thing. Yeah, I enjoyed that all the main characters who were shown on screen, and along with a lot of minor characters. The diversity in the cast was kind of surprising, so I was watching the film and I was like, hey, and that's so cool. Wow, it was awesome. The character that was my favorite, and I really loved the actor's performance and everything, yeah, it was Bern Gorman. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right, I'm so sorry, so sorry. He was in the film prior to this one, which I have not seen, and I know I can hear the booing already, I'm sorry. Anyways, he was in the first film of Pacific Rim, and I really liked his performance in this film, without knowing what he did in the previous film. I didn't think I'd like him, I thought he would just be he looked a lot like an Osborn from the Spider-Man comics, just the way that they've been showing Osborn so far. I thought he was gonna be one of those like shallow kinds of villains, and I thought he was gonna be the villain in the end, but he wasn't, and that just made me like him even more. He was my favorite character. Also great character development, great arc and performance, so good job if you're watching this. Please actually don't watch this, I'm probably saying everything wrong. Another one of my favorite characters is played by Jing Tian, who is an amazing actress. She was so cool. There are certain actors and actresses who you can tell American accents are very hard, and so, you know, it just doesn't flow as well, but they do just a phenomenal job acting that you don't notice it at all, unlike Benedict Cumberbatch and Doctor Strange. I did not mean to roast him, I'm so sorry. She was so cool, and she's also very beautiful. Yeah, not saying those were the only reasons, but like her character was well written, and she played it out very, very well. I was very impressed. There were a lot of things in this film that I really enjoyed, actually, like the ice cream scene. That was hilarious. That is exactly what I would do in a situation where I'm just like, yeah, whatever, my friend's trying to give me this whole life-changing speech thing, and I'm just there making ice cream with 50,000 toppings. The fight scenes were amazing. The CGI was okay in this, but with huge robots that are like, then this film is like a Transformer film where, you know, everything, the main characters are basically robots, giant things of CGI, and you can't really replicate that with practical effects, and so, you know, the CGI is gonna be a little bit bad in some areas where they couldn't be, where it was less important. One thing that I was kind of like, what about, was because they were like 3 monsters like all coming in from 3 different directions, but then when they see them in Tokyo, they're like all in one place. The robots were so cool though. I loved the Jaegers, and oh my goodness, Scrapper, so cute. I love that little robot and it was so cool seeing Shao pilot that, and it was so cool. Everything was cool. I'm very invested in robots. Like 2 months of my life was dedicated to AIs at some point. The familial aspect of all of the cadets, you know, when they're in all the bunk scenes basically, those were pretty cool because I could see the familial aspect of everybody where they have like this love-hate relationship with each other, but in the end they're all gonna be taking care of each other, right? The rivalry between John Boyega and Scott Eastwood was hilarious, and I didn't like it at first because I thought it was just like surface level, but then it got deeper, and as the film went on, and I was like, yes, good job, yeah. Adria Arjona, I think that's how you pronounce her name, it's probably not. Anyway, she played Jules, and she was like a mechanic sort of thing, but she like appeared only for a few scenes, which makes me question why she was actually there. She wasn't even like that important to the plot, and so that was just a little weird for me. One of the things that I was like, why did you do that, was when, you know, they're like re-entering the atmosphere, the Earth's atmosphere, and like, you know, the entire robot is burning up, and there's this giant hole in the robot's visor, and Jake and Amara are not getting burnt up like they should be. I mean, I didn't know there's that whole thing with the suits, but shouldn't their suits be burning up too and anything, but despite everything that I said, I do like this film. It was very entertaining. I liked it, like to see it in the theaters. That was really cool to see. So I very much encourage you guys to go and see this in the theaters. I need to see the first one. One thing I didn't understand was Charlie Day. He played the villain in this story, and it was really weird. He was having like a mental mind battle thing with this glob of Dalek. Like literally, that's what it was. Seriously though, guys, you could have done something better to, I mean, the action was pretty cool. Like the build up of everything, and it was pretty smart. Yeah, okay, sure. But like, seriously, they're having like these giant versions of Daleks like take over this guy's brain and then like make him do all this stuff. It's just kind of, huh? But as I said before, I really enjoyed this movie. It was entertaining, and I don't know if I'll see it again. The first time was great because I saw it with a person who also loves Smurfs, so the two of us together were great. Tell me down below what you guys thought of the film, and as always, have a great random Thursday. See you on the other side of the screen. Bye!